Kotoko here, Mabram Awo, Hats of Folk, and Namama Hats of Folk, and your branch at the day at Seto say, Mama Hats of Folk Seto say, yes, story Awo, ya man what Juma at the amount, Asante Kotoko for, Wama Aya Juma, about Plaza, Wama Apostle Mopa, na Francis Aquah, and Rayama but more follow our YouTube channel national. Mema Francis Aquah, all the details now yes over home. And I pay for the sake of those listening on your radio. Mabo Bosso at the amount. Bechem and Emi on price. I say, yeah, the Abba, Kotoko, how much are they ready to pay? Medibamau, Albert Amoa, and none of very, very bad tackle. And I Yusuf Mubarak, and the quarter so, not tackle, and what thing. A branch of a player, a bra oko foot bass, no, mema video, and Tiabra, never video, Amadima on a pay, and Yagro, Albert Amoa, Babaya, Wisdom Bossy, or Mopra, and 17 at the same, Mema update at your free hall, Asante Kotoko, one of them some Frederick Asari, and the story is repeat, and I'm a born hour, but don't seminano at the Abra and I pay live, Awakoma 87.9. FM and in terms of me sure see them national issues and I'm the FCM esansa no pay mabono awa dewa ya me de ema wo when say uramo awo the Confederation of African Footballer and Chabia na AFCON 2025 a draw na apostle na January busu ye womi and AFCON 2025 Ghana an qualified to bia e drew a one sugar enya fever nisa AFCON 2025 ya Ghana ya qualify no nyame adma January one edit drawn ebeba nano and a head coach at the journey of Falcon of Sudan James Kwesi Appiah Mayele Kwesi Appiah also share yemfan to just no idea he is not just interested in qualification or konwa compete oni abusu panyin samia champo and a atwen komo and a Kwesi Appiah say adeni gentia okwa tournament libi is to go and win. Nyase bi okwa ball keke. Opeso okwa no okwa the mindset no and so okwa ball no okwa gente coach James Kwesi Appiah ebra wali nchemu at the for Sudan omo participation in the next AFCON no etuja.
By God's grace, we've qualified now. We prepare very well and make sure we get a very good team before the AFCON. And as I've said, any competition that we go in, any game that we playing, we will make sure we go in all out and make sure we get a victory. You know, I don't believe in the idea of taking part in a competition and then at the back of your mind you think, oh, you might go out in the first round or no. Once you're taking part, you aim for the cup. You don't aim at going in and coming out without nothing.
Can Sudan win the AFCON and coach Mayele Kwesi Appiah?
No, nothing is impossible. We knew that Ivory Coast will win this competition. They were almost out of the competition, but they came back to win the AFCON. And as I keep saying, football has come of age, and you can never underrate anything.
I know James Kwesi Appiah, the head coach, and the journey of Falcon of Sudan, and what did 220 years anymore. Sudan group one later in January one at the AFCON 2025 draw no answer ababa it won some brain for now young fun to said the Black Queens of Ghana yedika a story edema ebra 3 sports yenyan ntie said the akeka kon ebia Nora Huptel one ebe free Ghana make us story ne buy GFF for ebe debunking the statement 10 babonten ai ena nya no kra eno ababa wano anase coach no eda so ewa oya adwuma ene ade a eno ena ancha ena the Copper Queens of Zambia na semwe papa bi frame let us say han papa ke bia nka Ghana ye lose your coach to South Africa nke normal e bia ke Morocco bi na asnachi coach na Zambia for part bi je coach dia it tells you say the Ghana football no Asia Bafom and Tiemfon Tuja says Zambia for 31st and Ababa Wano the contract with Ghana a here oh and Zambia for I confirm it Mamianity at Nora Huptel say one and a coach at the Among communications director at the Ghana Football Association Henry Asante Chum Edin Chemwaba or say one way you do maybe and Asante Chuma is plenty the association they were unable to reach agreement ɔsɛ adeɛ nkura no na nka ɔbaa yi so ɔpɛ 12,000 from 6,000 ɛna ɔmo fa no 7,000 ne adeɛ wode yɛntie Henry Asante Twum ne nkyɛn mu ɔde baeɛ about Nora Huptel ne nsɛm no.
Until 31st December 2024 I twa mu na ɛsɛ no na etua no ne salary every month yɛde to aban nim sɛ because of baby a yɛ national team na duro no ɛne mpɛmpɛn so a yɛde kɔ no anka ɔmo nso yɛasene na ɔmo mmoa yɛn na yɛntumi ma no long term contract obetumi atena ha kyɛ na adwuma yɛpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ no obenya adwemu fan timu fan ɛne ahoɔden ɛde ayɛ. Unfortunately, government said ɔmontumi ɛmmoa because wɔn say aside the black stars no none of the national teams ɛna aban etua wɔn baabi a na yɛ team na duro no ɛne mpɛmpɛ nso a na yɛpɛ sɛ yɛkɔ no there was a need for us to act immediately. President and the Executive Council echo asitiri mu no the decision was that yɛntumi maninko we have to keep her. The only way to keep her is to ensure that obenya they are also so Nora's accommodation, Nora's salary from the time of buy up in 31st December the contract and the year. Terms I offer no was very, very good terms. The only transiting on also my counter offer. Eventually the Occaso was about 100% increment of the anaya demand that offer was a top up of about 50%. She demanded 100% increment of the salary. Young to me, and unfortunately, eventually, she had to leave.
And Henry Asante Twum. Now, let us say we tell you, we are very near man 6,000. And you can say 50%, say about 3,000 and get a car 9,000. And Henry has some kind of factual because you didn't say about 7,000 grand go better than Yaza. It didn't 50% or not per 100%. It doesn't know per $12,000. It took us here offer 50% more. 50% more, 3,000. 50% of $6,000, 3,000. Take away 9. It's Henry. I'm talking checking here at the Amame. Young Quadim, on himself Black Stars of Ghana. And the year, now the year 2024 year, me assure say Black Stars and the GFE, they will want to quickly forget. See about friendly games be Ghana, Nigeria, SAA, Ghana, you know man Uganda, the Cranes, about draw. You run our AFCON 2025 qualifiers, Ghana for you tell firma Black Stars, the Parancross Niggas, Ebeshe, Babayara, Ghana, you need Niger about draw. After you need Sudan, you about draw Ghana, Sudan, SAA, Libya, and after you need Parancross Niggas, Cobo draw our Angola, and son of man did in Niger. Ebe say ewo Accra na enyagro eti unim so man no ye finish our West FIFA rankings in 20 years as also ebae abra afi 2024 ya no ekora hie eno na Ghana we failed to qualify for the AFCON so ya qualify no ya sampa eno so ya rehosem edema man no na previous AFCON na akokra no 2023 AFCON here ko ye I born 2024 Ghana, you winning a single game, and so Henry Asante Twum or a Casamafo, and the Ghana Football Association, or see a learning lessons, Papa, your learning lessons, pay GF, you know, Afe Coach Otado, one also, and will be a na Cisadia, your social Noma, going forward, no, Yadaba, Yente Henry Asante Twum on Black Stars, and Noma, Efino, Esia, Eddie Efrim.
A major concern and a share. No matter what you do, your national team don't perform, you will be regarded as a failure because you couldn't have the national team. I mean, people don't even care once a national team when football now about is not as a cry and form. So we share in that concern. And it is not the wish of any person at the FA, whether at the leadership level, at the school level, at the staff level. But that is the situation we find ourselves. There is always an opportunity for you to correct your mistakes. And I know, sir, from the players to the technical team, if Otto is staying, I know he has learned his lessons. If he is not staying, whoever is coming will also watch our matches and pick some useful lessons from it and then use it in correct Sabi, everyone be a senior degree. I mean, the after Manchester City, we are doing one but that is football. It takes one good result to turn things around, and that is what we are focused on.
It takes one good result to turn things around. Timan City crab bre etiabesha nia sesani mawei kasamafo edema Ghana Football Association Henry Asante Chum nensam enono now mame enkobani enanwata ena league game ekoso na ne kwaya refi fa so pa esisi Accra Lions Accra Lions elusu game no to Dreams as president Kotoko team no na Accra Lions for Accra Lions at the Babontain. In fact, Accra Lions cut and come to Babontain. One more more Dreams no more complaining about Ghana football. No more complaining about Aquah. Ye bono, ye no, the fact that she can some enemy idea. And on the buy. Mamenke Kamuka Tanaka and for Accra Lions Football Club. Official statement: we owe it a duty to our fans, the football community, and the public to express our concern about recent developments in Ghanaian football landscape. It is our opinion. In our opinion, the results at the international level is a reflection of the development of the local level. We are playing our 4th season in Ghana's top division, and unfortunately, we have to admit that the conditions are steadily deteriorating. There is now no sponsor for the league, nor has a television contract been negotiated at this point. How will the league ever acquire sponsor again if refereeing performance like yesterday's next game one more any Dreams becomes the standard and any criticism is immediately sanctioned by the association? Lots of incidents and happenings have gone unattended. An experience that has left us with more questions than answers. Such tendencies continue to chip away every sense of the definition of the trust our esteemed fans and the public have reposed in us. Ghana football is at crossroads. If we want to get back to our old strength, it requires a minimum of integrity, professionalism, transparency, and sportsmanship. As the reigning runner-up of the Ghana Premier League, we see it as our duty not to stand idly by. We have consistently committed ourselves to working with young players and must be allowed to raise the questions of whether the Ghana Premier League, as we are experiencing in these days, is the healthy environment for highly talented young players who should develop a proper sporting spirit and winning mentality to make them internationally competitive. We are determined to join whichever group or organization to make the sports clean one, and better for healthy competitions. We have resolved to stand by the game's principles of fair play and speak truth to power. Where Krata mo de bae, enti baby o making reference to omni game ya baako pe. Baby o ka say my example say referee at say the see omo game na. Oh, and na da sorry ya. Na statement we say free for na ba GF. Minim say bia GF for na choro mo mistake. Ekofa Dreams letterhead editor sorry ya. Where Dreams statement of fallout of our game against Accra Lions and matters arising. 7 January. Dreams Football Club has taken notice of publications by Accra Lions FC following the Ghana Premier League Week 16 fixture played on Sunday, January 5, 2025 at the Tuba AstroTurf Park. While we generally agree to upholding the tenet of integrity, professionalism, fair play, and holding authorities accountable, it is equally important we do so while staying true to these principles, employing the right and appropriate channels, and eschewing any forms of hypocrisy and double standards. Our fellow Premier League club touted their credentials as being runners-up last season of the very product they seek to subtly bastardize and undermine in their publication. Nampacho, Dreams FC, you know, one more organizers of the league. Obi atro na asem otro we say yama fair play nya adwumania ozo won tiase. We are very sure per their suggestions this feat was achieved by securing results in matches without any refereeing issues. Football clubs all over the world have and will continue to benefit and suffer from refereeing infractions in matches. It is our responsibility as industry players to recognize this fact due to the human nature associated with officiating. In fact, these infractions remain prevalent in jurisdictions that have invested heavily to employ the use of modern technologies in their game. Let's add them a because as a dreams for sub page for Manima is a munu and no more can almost say a butcher cry is single for this will be organized normal a butcher baby is you be now nano dreams for the house dreams for she go because offside any idea in a refugee 80 omo cancer munu may call Bechem United. It's as a Bechem United. Omo head coach and the Kwakudazo in an exclusive interview with Emmanuel Owusu Little, the chief executive producer, Edema Akoma Sports, and Odensem Ede Atuja. Unim se Bechem for the Omo and the Masa a magic no muyo. Na Bechem United in their last 10 Premier League games, Bechem Enusubi. In their last 10 Premier League games, Bechem Enusubi. And no, and a Bechem United for and you may quay at the mama papa. It way a exclusive interview. And a letter any coach Edin Komo and a coach Kwakudazo as a Adeno a cohesion between technical team. Now good understanding of tactics by players. And after a new Ekoso Bechem and Yajmakatoa and no Anna Abua and a Bechem United and you may quay at the moment. Coach Kwakudazo, head coach Edema Bechem United.
Bechem is on the part of management, technical, and the playing body in Hano. I could have been the senior, the and then I did the ever. One session, I'm really deep. I'm a catcher and say, yes, practice season. You were injury situation, the pre when you camper, and more and more say, piano, Commissar, my pusher, Cecil, the players are reaching somebody, and when they are coming up, pusher cohesion, and the Diana. Players was saying they are coming up. Almost all players no, they are getting to know themselves better. The shots your players are you don't shots, more or less new players. Second issue for crowd also. And now a person and having themselves will become a problem. But as time goes on, until I'm reducing where now the players are coming up. Now, does it a team of technical approach which is the use also. Although the class here, but then almost say which is the it's a and then the one secret between their mom the working relationship between technical team. Because we live very in common and things are living now, so will be more common purpose. It will go. If you make say a couple power and a normal cost and with support of management, you say, okay, technical team,
technical team, management, way a coach and did Kwakuda. So now himself match with 15 of the Ghana Premier League. Where Ghana Premier League table now? It was a Bechem. They say about 16 games, they're winning 15. Ochake Basketball Stars, they're winning 15. Next, Bechem, a couple Basketball Stars. The AIT and say game day do you know basketball Ekojina Park. Yeah, referee by Bechem for end to be uncle. Bechem United for so no more at the Krata Ababonte, Aquas referee say Omobasa say no more so per bus at the Akon. Hey, as a bus and coffee no more pet of Rato. And Thomas referee say Efino and postpone game no more GF for the Ampere. And no Yabusa coach Kwakuda say coach a dear pa. Any see that no essence here to be. Sir, you better 3 points. Now you are 3 points and 3 goals at the Mabaseke. What you are saying, as a coach, boy and Chemu, dear see ya. Want young Kwaku Pim, Uncle Basaki Pachoti, Kwakuda also head coach, and Bechem United.
You know, the person because you are almost actually and they are responsible. But also Bechem United, they will make catcher for peace. I don't can say. Time between United, you're relegated, and I get that premier, yes, I relegated, and you're too much muda. Tell the army of matches in heavy as an editor relegation. I have a qualified by Jim. BBC between United make us a match uncle. In fact, it was very unfortunate. Say a pass as a pass, no, and to be my uncle. And then pay for actual responsible. But we say, we come at our high hotel. The people will tell you, you are the popular IFC, our Bocassi multi-naman, you are fair as a football man, yes, that is the situation. And yet the little bit, JVC. It's only at a ball, your body come position now, or 7 paid as a bit more prison with this opposition. It is very sequences how much in the uncle. It is a car and an intimate my uncle. Nothing else. I tell you, no, because I is here. I will give it to you on a triple. Mercy, I think last week, class, we are. Omoyo going to must be. It is wasn't a deliberate issue between us and Comach. You may see that so much young. And who much you know, Sabi, and no more if you see, I remember between that and like us young Comach. It is come out to my uncle.
But let me intro you, Kotoko. You know, Sebastian football and game and I say. Generally, so mostly clubs now Aquah matches are even 2 points a day before the match, even 2 points even 2 days before the match. We need say a car fortune a see that no one can work on a sell console and say we feel the chilling.
Let's see the chilling. Yes, and a sparkly car and yes, a fit for bar. When it's not for sale to some high car for. But I also because of Xmas we need to the facility maintain. Like how I and car you could charge also make 20,000 from the gym playing as and within that short time was very difficult to mobilize such an amount. So all this accounted for a few
to wait the accounting for Gentia Yantinianko, not pass so about 20,200 million. Now Yantinianko na frame say see we asem now Urum our Ghana Football League na GPL no Ghana Premier League and go for say as we share your league now we just standard no now we just say the points is boboso and ya as a league and shada any competitive sir and go for can see a league as a shada any competitive and you win one match pe na pejao na wa ba da so baby na we akolusu one match pe na kwada form baby and no and Asante Kotoko head coach proper neti Ogum and na jenche aba Asante Kotoko coach say the chance point tallying are very close. No say league na yebon. Obia bo defensive strategy. As a been person lose match. Eti see e be what you goal scoring cra. What you goal scoring. Yeah kan as a nations and as goals do e league in 20 goals per in 16 games. Eti defensive strategy no doso. Na eno na ama league no. So yes also say league na like proper forwards, strikers pa yo mo ebe person trano. As a league na any biente proper nete Ogum.
I mean, goal scoring has actually been an issue in the league. If you watch all the teams that play, every team is able to create chances. But it's about scoring. Goal scoring is an art, and it's something that is inborn. Sometimes, if you have people who are natural goal scorers, it's easier. But then, unfortunately, we don't have these natural goal scorers across the teams in the league. That is why sometimes a team can even play very well, and then that team will even get a point. And then again, the league. I mean, most of the teams. I mean, the nature of the league is that it's very defensive in nature. Most of the teams can defend very well. It's easier for Ghanaian teams to defend than to attack and create and score. It's very easier for teams. So I think, looking at the solidity, the compactness in the defensive structure of all the teams that play in the league, it makes it very difficult to score. So that's why you see a lot of teams, I mean, picking points or sharing points instead of winning. Sometimes the team plays very well, but then they are unable to win. So I think, one, we don't have the natural goal scorers across the teams in the league, and two, I believe also that most of the teams or almost all the teams can defend very well than in terms of trying to attack, create and score.
Proper nete Ogum and a dear Nora Asante Kotoko Uroma omo form no apeja after some bad results omo call 5 games and a point no Kotoko say omo call 5 games dropping only 2 points and a coach team games so sporting director Edman Asante Kotoko why is playing the area Kotoko form no e call here buy o say no more for new players into ono kra no time almost starting picking them na and one kakra offer new players any idea ubenya sa issues yente James Kosiapia sporting director the man Sante Kotoko.
As you all know, before the season started we had some players off and some new players were recruited. And you see, normally when you recruit players, they are all coming from different backgrounds, and it takes time for players to know themselves. So initially when they came, things were going okay, but I'm not surprised because at that time each and every player wanted to impress the public, so each one was doing well. But after some time, things were not going as expected, and all boils down to the fact that a coach, when you have a whole lot of players coming from different teams, it becomes really difficult in the sense that you might have to try different tactics, So some tactics will go well, some tactics may not go well. But if it doesn't go well, it helps you, the coach, to analyze the fact that maybe this player cannot play that role that I've given him. Let me try this player or that player. So when you have many new players, that's what normally happens. And I'm not surprised they have started picking up because most of them have gotten to know themselves now. And the coach was also seeing the tactics that he thinks will fit the players that he have.
James Kosiapia, na Kosiapia, IMC member, sporting director. Kotoko league ya na James Kosiapia.
I believe that the coach knows that he should try and do anything that he can to make sure we are able to go to Africa next season. Looking at the players that we have now, looking at the money that Tumfo is spending, I believe that it will be an honor to win a cup or go qualify for Africa next season, to at least make him also happy. So far, you're playing very good. So by God's grace, I believe that if we continue fighting, automatically we can end up winning the trophy.
Coach, you have 27 points from 15 games. How does the IMC rate the performance of your team so far?
I think it's not bad, considering the fact that, as I said initially, when you have a whole lot of new players within a year, that particular year, if it's not because we want to do something to Anna Utumfo, I personally wouldn't have rushed them into thinking within the first year you should try and win the cup. No, but the players are actually doing well, and that's why we need the supporters to be behind them.
And coach James Kosiapia and finally Samba Ndonkani Onel every Congo Usiaka de Kotoko say almost as players omudin ko papa league ye beje ye pese aje eti Kotoko no say aje league there na mapenka abeka new year sporting director Adiaba yenche Samba Ndongani.
As you know, Kotoko is the biggest club in Ghana, so it's part of the biggest club in Africa. So to come here for me, and I want always to play well because of the supporters, they always behind us, so that's why. Of course, anytime when we are together as a players, so we talk about that. So like me, I'm a challenge man, so I need always to win, you understand? So Kotoko, we have a lot of good players, so all we are good. Win the league is part of our challenge.
So winning the league is part of a challenge. Medimusi, but Mamma way, Francis Aquah, I left back at Bechem. Your boss is here and a contractor. Kotoko Emperor Francis Aquah, or a member of the Black Galaxies. Asante Kotoko Echo Francis Aquah, and Penformo Bechem. I operations manager Bunya Francis Eka of the Montana boy and Black Galaxies, you know bar. Now, Omatwaso de Frio. A branch by Bechem meeting, trying to convince him that unforgettable Kotoko one trial. Boy, na catching Penforso Pesoko. Aka 6 months. Bechem for your moje. between 150 and 200,000 Ghana cedis. Hey, player carry 6 months. Omo pay between 1.5 billion and 2 billion. Kotoko nya na just on 200,000 kura 1 billion kwa Kotoko ntia. Adena carry 6 months o. Bechem for Bechem so budget 100 between 150,000 and 100,000. I know me din komo ru emunom. Kotoko nya imagine say player carry 6 months almost spend up to 100,000. E be between 50 and 70,000 be. Eno kura no crop ya no wo mo e bomote. But amwa na let mama no ne sorry ye bre no aso apa ho. Me pa chache for my head. But amwa ena no Yusuf Mubarak tackling from behind. Panya in go bragwan. Hey. Let the coach get to mama. Ebra Albert decided say oh move the first step no. Na anodin pa. Ti Albert amwa video nini Ebra Kotoko ebo game ye na okofu team bus efitakwa Albert amwa ena etogu so sa no. Na we ene nam poso no. Enya sam keto akra. Albert amwa ena okotwa scan. Na de betene se enye serious bebe sa but empenfo pesa Albert amwa no omo arrested kakra. Eti Kotoko next game a obepo Asante Kotoko game a womo ene accelerate ebebo ewo FA Cup no abranche umber rest baba ya umber rest wisdom pass available we kakra ewia ba fellas and more ene